What happens when a woman with a plan collides with a man who has no plans at all? What happens when a family, bursting with life and chaos, crashes into the carefully curated, boring world of one of London's richest and most cynical aristocrats? You get one of the most charming, witty, and heartwarming stories ever told. Today we're diving deep into Georgette Heyer's masterpiece of Regency romance, Frederica. The unlikely proposition. Our story begins with the Marquis of Alverstoke. Imagine the ultimate bachelor, devastatingly handsome, impossibly wealthy, and bored to tears with his own existence. His life is a predictable cycle of high-stakes card games, superficial society events, and avoiding the matchmaking schemes of his sisters. He is, by his own admission, the supreme egoist, a man who has done everything, seen everything, and is impressed by absolutely nothing. Then one day, a woman walks into his life. Not a dazzling beauty sent to entrap him, but a sensible, clear-eyed, and utterly determined young woman named Frederica Merriville. Frederica is 24, practically a spinster by society's standards, but she isn't here for herself. She's the acting head of the chaotic, loving, and slightly impoverished Merriville family. She has come to London with one goal: to launch her breathtakingly beautiful younger sister, Charis, into high society and secure her a brilliant marriage. To do this, she needs a sponsor, an influential patron to open the doors of the exclusive ton. And she has audaciously decided that her distant cousin, the powerful Marquis of Alverstoke, is the perfect man for the job. She approaches him directly, not with feminine wiles or flattery, but with a straightforward, almost businesslike proposal. She asks him to lend his social clout to their family for one season. Alverstoke is initially stunned by her nerve, then intrigued. This isn't the usual game of courtship and manipulation. This is different. Amused by her honesty and looking for any new diversion to relieve his monumental boredom, he agrees. He has no idea what he's just signed up for. An invasion of chaos. Alverstoke assumes his duty will be simple: show up at a few balls, introduce a pretty girl, and retreat back into his gilded cage. He is wrong, because sponsoring Charis means sponsoring the entire Merriville family, and the Merrivilles are a force of nature. There's not just the lovely Charis, but Frederica's three younger brothers. First, there's Endymion, a brilliant and single-minded aspiring engineer obsessed with the new science of flight. He's building a hot air balloon, a dangerous and wildly ambitious project. Then there's Jessamy, a precocious and bookish boy who speaks his mind with startling frankness. And finally, there's little Felix, a whirlwind of pure mischief who adopts a stray mongrel dog and causes chaos wherever he goes. Suddenly, Alverstoke's pristine, orderly life is invaded. His perfectly managed household is disrupted by loud boys, strange scientific experiments, and the constant, unflappable presence of Frederica herself. He finds himself mediating disputes, inspecting balloon designs, and giving advice on runaway dogs. And the strangest thing happens. He starts to enjoy it. He finds Frederica's practical wit and no-nonsense attitude a refreshing change from the simpering debutantes he's used to. In one of the story's most famous scenes, he overhears Frederica lamenting that she can't afford a fashionable, pink-spotted muslin dress. Later, completely out of character, the great Marquis of Alverstoke anonymously has bolts of the exact fabric delivered to her. It's the first chink in his cynical armor, the first sign that this diversion, is becoming something much more. The heart has its reasons. While Alverstoke finds himself increasingly captivated by Frederica, the main objective of the season seems to be succeeding. The beautiful Caris is a sensation. She catches the eye of a duke, the perfect match by society's standards. Frederica's plan is working. But there's a problem. Caris, sweet and simple, has no interest in a duke. Her heart has been captured by Charles Trevor, a handsome, honorable, but very unsuitable young man with modest prospects. Frederica is now faced with a terrible choice: push her sister towards a brilliant but loveless match, fulfilling the duty she set for herself, or support Charis's desire for a quiet life with the man she truly loves. It is Alverstoke, the supreme cynic, who offers the most surprising advice. Having watched the genuine affection between Caris and Charles, he finds himself siding with true love. He, who has always viewed marriage as a strategic alliance, begins to see it through Frederica's eyes, as a matter of the heart. He is no longer just an amused spectator. He is an active, emotionally invested participant in their lives. He is changing. Disaster strikes. The story hurtles towards its climax with Endymion's obsession, the hot air balloon. The day of the maiden flight arrives, drawing a massive crowd, but the weather is turning and the wind is dangerously high. Endymion, driven by ambition, is determined to proceed. Frederica is terrified, pleading with him to wait. In the ensuing argument and chaos, the unthinkable happens. The balloon's mooring ropes are severed too early, and it lurches into the air, not just with Endymion in the basket, but with the youngest brother, little Felix, who had snuck aboard. The balloon is now at the mercy of the storm, soaring uncontrollably across the sky with 2 children inside. The crowd panics. Frederica is frozen in absolute horror. Her entire world is about to be shattered. And in that moment of crisis, the bored, indifferent Marquis of Alverstoke vanishes forever. In his place is a man of decisive, breathtaking action. While others stand paralyzed, Alverstoke barks orders, leaps onto his horse, and begins a desperate, mud-splattered race against time, calculating the balloon's trajectory and riding like a madman to get ahead of it. He is the only person with the coolness of mind and the sheer force of will to even attempt a rescue. He tracks the damaged balloon as it's dragged and battered by the wind, finally crashing miles away. He arrives first, pulling the injured but alive boys from the wreckage, shielding them from further harm, and taking complete command of the situation. He is no longer an egoist. He is their savior. A new beginning. The rescue solidifies Alverstoke's transformation. He has found something he cares about more than himself: Frederica and her family. He quietly ensures Caris is free to marry her beloved Charles Trevor, securing their future. Finally, he comes to Frederica. He doesn't offer a flowery declaration of love. That's not his style. Instead, he lays his truth bare. He explains that his life before her was empty, a gray existence. She and her chaotic family have brought color, purpose, and exasperating joy into his world. He confesses he cannot go back to the way things were. He doesn't just ask her to marry him. He asks her to save him from his own boredom, to let him be a part of her family, to let him take care of her brothers. It is perhaps the most honest and deeply romantic proposal imaginable. And Frederica, the woman who came to London with a plan for everyone but herself, finally finds her own unexpected, wonderful, and perfect happiness. she accepts. The Marquis has found his Marchioness, and more importantly, the egoist has found his heart. Frederica is more than just a love story. It's a story about family, responsibility, and the surprising ways that love can ambush us when we least expect it. It shows us that sometimes the greatest adventure is letting a little chaos into our perfectly ordered lives. What did you think of Alverstoke's transformation? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love classic stories with wit and heart, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the best books ever written. Thanks for watching.